Can you tell us about availability for this weekend?
Leo's not available, he's just become Pope. But apart from that, Pep Biel has come through training today, so he's going to be available for selection, which is good. Everybody else came through the game the other night. Apart from Tiger Smalls, he hyperextended his knee a little bit, so he'll probably put him out a couple of days. But other than that, everybody else is good.
Is there anybody you'd feel inclined to stay away from because of the match load from Tuesday, or is that enough time, you think, to recover?
Yeah, no, a Tuesday, Saturday game's fine, even though some have played 120 minutes. That's never worried me, when you've got a 3-day turnaround. So, everybody who played is available.
Would you consider Pep 90 minutes fit still?
I would see Pep as a starter if he declares himself available for selection, which he has by training today, and he'll train tomorrow as well.
In terms of Nashville, since you last saw them, they haven't had Walker Zimmerman, so that's changed things with them at the back. But how are they similar to the team you saw about a month ago? How are they different?
I think they're similar, the way they play. They played very short against us. They played through the thirds, which from what I've seen in previous games they didn't do so much of. So, I've watched the Chicago game, which they obviously scored 7 goals against, and they put their back line under a lot of pressure. So, we know what's to come from them, at their place.
What have you noticed about Kerwin Vargas embracing a different role on this team, as mostly been a bench player, but obviously had his chance to shine on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, he's a player who's got an unbelievable attitude, for one. So he's one that the coaches all, look towards and like because of the way he trains, the way he plays. He's learning all the time, he's developing all the time. He's still a young player, even though, he's become the 3rd player in our history to appear 100 times. He's still learning the game, and he wants to learn the game as well. So it's good, and he's come off the bench a number of times. He started a couple of games. Well, he's got 2 goals this season, I think, as well. So he's doing okay, and he's one who's pushing to get regular starts.
I know that it wasn't what I would call a drought, but you had been concerned about not taking enough of your chances in previous games. What is that 4-goal spell in a very concerted amount of time? I know it's not an MLS opponent, but what does that do for the confidence of your front line?
I thought they were very good goals. That was the pleasing thing. We've pierced their defence with a through ball. We've cut it back and arrived for a cut back. We've set a ball back, and it's been stood up to the back post for the header for Patrick. Across underneath them, set up for a pass finish. And the last one, ball underneath him, finishing from the far post. So there were 4 very good goals. I still felt that we missed some really good chances in that game as well. So whilst it's pleasing that we scored the 4 goals, there's still obviously room for improvement as well.
I know you might have been concerned with his goal or his role in the conceded goal, but what have you noticed about Jaquil in that extended look you saw of him?
Yeah, it was good to see him. Good to see him on the left-hand side as well, because he's predominantly a right footer. He can play as a right back, a right wing back. He can play left back, left wing back as well. So it gave me a great idea to look. It gave me the opportunity to see him in that position. And with the exception to the goal, I thought he defended really well. He was calm on the ball. Spoke to him about being a little bit more aggressive at times when he's got space to run into, because I think he's previously played as a wide player as well, so he can go around the outside of players as well as inside them. So we're encouraging him to go and do that.
Who else might have helped their cause among the periphery of players? Who else might have helped their cause among what you saw Tuesday?
I thought they played well in general. The players. It was good to get Bill Taloma 90 minutes as well, 90 plus minutes. I thought he had a really steady game. I made him captain for the game. He's a calming influence. He's part of our leadership group and good in the dressing room. I thought Gibril really grew into the game, and I thought he controlled the game probably from 30 minutes onwards, and that was good to see. but the subs made a difference when they came on as well, and I thought Leal was really good when he came on. I thought BB was really good when he came on. But the likes of Tiger, Idan, it's great for them to get some minutes.
Mike?
Back to Kerwin, the goal that he scored against NCFC, the reaction after, it seemed like a release for him. And I know he's a dangerous player, but does he need to see one go in like that to kind of get his confidence, that jolt?
I'm not sure whether that was a release of confidence and being in, not scoring for a while, or it was the fact that 5 minutes earlier he was getting treatment for cramp in both calves, and he's managed to continue and get an assist and a goal. I said I'll be injecting some cramp into him next time, so he comes on and he does the same thing. But no, he's, as I say, he's still young, so people can lose confidence. But he's one that will come in my room and sit down and go through some video clips and talk about the game, and he's a keen learner.
In terms of going back on the road, you'll be on the road this weekend, on the road for the next Open Cup match. But you pick up a road win in the Open Cup. So, I mean, I know that the road wins have been a kind of a talking point, but anything you bottle up from how you guys took care of business on Tuesday to go to Saturday the following week?
Yeah, I think trips like Montreal and trips like that just build confidence that you can go and win, and belief that you can go and win when you're travelling. And I think it's really important that the players believe that as well, and I think they're starting to see the difference that the pitch sizes are always the same. The opposition, there's always 11 men against you. The only difference is the fans. I think our fans travelled and made a bit of a home game for us on Tuesday. And I'm sure there'll be a few of them there, like there was last year in Nashville as well.
Wilf didn't go on Tuesday. Was it just a decision to give him some rest, worry about the thumb? I mean, obviously I feel you're going to plug him in on Saturday.
Yeah, no, Kelly, Westy and Wilf, I decided that we didn't need minutes for them. They've done enough minutes, and we also have to manage their minutes as well. With the amount of games, the amount of travelling we're going to do in this month, there's quite a few players that we're going to have to look at managing during this period. So I just felt it was an easy decision to keep them at home. I felt that the squad that we were going with were more than capable of winning.
Last one for me, David Bingham in his performance in Raw or Kerry. I know he got beat on the one shot from Rafa there, but what did you see out of him? Because it seemed like he had to stand tall on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, he made one really good save at the end where the lad went through. Other than that, he was dependable, and that's what you want. And it's, just my mind when Cali got hit in the head against Columbus from the ball was the fact that Dave goes on. He's not played many minutes since pre-season at all, no minutes since pre-season. So that was always almost my mind made up then that come Tuesday, Dave needs to get minutes, and he showed what he can do.
So did Kerwin not do a backflip because of his calves?
Did he not do one?
I don't think he did one.
No.
He took off his shirt.
He took off his shirt. Oh, I don't know. Probably because of the cramps. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask? What about Pekovic? Did he show you some skill there with that finish?
He did. It was a great finish. I thought he came on and did really well. I spoke to him the day before. He was one that I didn't want to risk in the game. He's been fast-tracked back into the squad probably sooner than we would normally because of the numbers with the injuries that we've had over the last few weeks, because he had a niggling thigh injury that hadn't gone away. So it was nice to be able to get somebody with his quality on for the last 25 minutes, and he took his goal really well. He showed real aplomb. Just a side foot finish into the side netting, and his movement was good. His use of the ball was good, so I was pleased with him.
I was curious, you guys traveled to Raleigh the day before, right? Is that standard? I mean,
yeah, it's standard. I mean,
it's a short trip, but
this in the UK, anything over an hour, you're overnight. So yeah, it's the right thing to do. It's the professional thing to do. to make sure that the lads are ready, and they've got enough sleep, and they're ready for the game, and they proved that.
Last one for me. I think earlier before the Seattle game, you mentioned Westwood and kind of keep an eye on him, and maybe you might have to manage him a little bit this year. And I wondered if you were maybe planting a seed and just maybe inspiring him a little bit.
Well, he's not getting any younger. He knows that, but he's still giving us the quality and the leg power that you expect from him. But I can make decisions like that, and just, even though he wants to go and play, and just make sure that he gets a chance to rest and be with his family, and make sure he's fresh for the other games that he plays.
I thought you might be trying to fire him up, but I asked him about it this morning. He was like, "What?" He said, "What?"
No, not at all. No,
Okay.
I'd spoke with him on Monday, I think, and told him that he wouldn't be travelling. No, Sunday. I spoke to him on Sunday and told him.
I mean, about
traveling.
in Seattle, like earlier in the season, like.
Oh right, okay. No, just maybe pre-warning him that this might happen.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
I guess just off of that, on Westwood and Bronico playing in a higher position against Columbus, did you feel like he missed Bronico in that role next to him? Was there like an obvious absence of Bronico to you?
Against Columbus?
Yeah.
No, not really. I thought BB did really well in the 10 position. I thought we got outnumbered a couple of times on the left-hand side. We never shifted across the pitch quick enough. That was the biggest problem that we had. But no, BB had an excellent game at 10. Westy made a couple of unlikely mistakes for him in the Columbus game. But maybe that was just the way that game went. And they're a good team. And as I said to the players when we came back and reviewed the game, I asked them in here, and none of them give themselves over a 6 out of 10, which tells you the performance.
Yeah. Kalina, because he's taking that shot and then uncharacteristic giveaway right down the middle. How is he doing? Like, how is he feeling right now?
No, he's fine. We're on a little bit of tenterhooks because his wife's close to giving birth at the moment, so we're waiting for that to happen pretty soon. So we'll have to keep on top of that, because obviously that can change things very quickly. But no, he's a big, strong Croat, and he's not going to take a bang on the head and blame mistake on that. He's human. He can make a mistake, although he has looked superhuman at times.
Yeah. She's having a girl, right? Another girl? Or
I don't know,
boy,
to be honest.
boy.
Is it a boy?
That's exciting.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then Privet playing on the back line with 3 different numbers he typically doesn't play with. Like, what did he maybe show you in that Open Cup match?
Well, I felt that it was a game that he could play. He's missed a couple of games this season where we've decided to change it a little bit. So I thought he was one who could play. Obviously, Adil was suspended from 2005 or whenever it was. So he couldn't play in the game, and I just felt that Privet was the way to go. And he done well. He had another good game.
And then last one, Ajman. I feel like we've seen his game kind of evolve a little bit as the season has gone on. Like, I feel like we've seen his technical ability maybe evolve. Curious about like him in the air for you. I mean, he is such a big player, and at times bigger than a lot of the center backs you play against. Are you asking maybe a little bit more of him to like finish balls with his head, crosses that are coming in? Is that something you want to see? I felt at times we haven't put the right quality of balls into the box for him. That stand-up ball that Jibril done for him the weekend was a great ball, but a great header, because he's going to out-jump people with his size. But it was a really good header as well. And it's something that we've spoken about, in certain positions in the penalty box, we want the ball played under our opponent's back line, so they're facing their own goal. There's a possibility of an own goal, but Patrick can also get his long levers on the end of one as well. But when it's an aerial ball, we want him in certain positions as well. So that's something we've been working on, because as you saw on Tuesday, he's good in the air when he goes and meets it. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just following up on that header, I thought that's technically a very difficult ball to take over your shoulder on that kind of looping thing, because it doesn't have a lot of power.
Yeah, I mean,
Something like that?
I think it's one of them though, where all you have to do though is direct it, you know, and the pace comes on the ball, and I think it went in off the post, did it?
Yeah, right in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
There's some good physics.
Yeah.
going there.
So he got really good height. I mean, you know, he's a bit of a basketball size anyway, isn't he? You know, but you know, got up really well and directed the header well.
Yeah, and in regard to Jaquil, is he looked at as a short-term solution, or is this kind of an extended trial like Pep was last year with this loan towards, you know, bringing him out here?
No, I mean we're hopeful that come the end that we can do something to sign him. You know, there's not many 20-year-old players who've played as many games in the MLS as him, and there's a lot more development to come from him as well. He's enjoyed coming here so far, and we're enjoying having him. So at the moment, whilst it's only on loan, we certainly will look to do something more.
Yeah, because at his age and with his technical ability and his, you know, joie de vivre as far as going forward and such, I mean, he's not going to be an inexpensive player when you look at what Montreal paid Toronto to get him there. And, you know, so I was kind of surprised that when we got him that they had actually let him go.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good pickup from us, you know, and you know, we're happy to have him as I say. So, you know, come the time when it has to be done, then hopefully we can, you know, turn it permanent.
Do you like I mean, there's a lot of good young talent that's still going to be learning along the way within this, like Romero and Bergamas and the others that are bringing in, and, you know, a lot of under 25 players.
I think it's really important to have that with the salary cap within the league. It's important that you've got some players coming through the system, and I nudged Miles on Saturday at Columbus because there was 5 Americans in the lineup, and I don't think we've had that too often. And I think I spoke to you at the start that I felt we needed to, you know, have more Americans. I know Jaquil's Canadian, but more people who've played in the league, and it means you know, a lot to them.
You know, he'll be an American, you know, when they become the next state.
Did you not listen to Mr. Carney the other day?
We'll see on that, but there is a good youth movement here. That actually was my next question, but a lot of good young American players like Neely, who I actually had to text Woody because I thought he had already had his debut, but it was preseason and such. When, you know, because he had been in camp with you all.
Who, Jack?
Jack.
Yeah, no, that was it. That was his debut. So yeah, I was pleased for him as well. You know, I mean, at one stage the Tony Pulis was coming out in me, 4 centre backs in a back 4. You know, he's done that at West Brom and Stoke a few times, and done very well in the Premier League doing that. But I just felt that's what we needed at that time. You know, Bill, who's had a few injuries, was feeling tired as it got to that stage. Nick was as well. So we had to make the changes at that time, and I'm pleased that it was Jack who got his debut, and, you know, coming on at 2-1 as well and winning the game 4-1. He can take a great credit in that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the changes obviously made a difference with all the scoring coming in the last 30. But with that, and you probably remarked on this before, but I mean, was it just, I mean, there weren't a lot of, I mean, chances not taken because there weren't that many chances in the first 90.
Oh, Edan's was a massive chance. Edan should have scored. Yeah, I felt Kerwin Vargas should have scored his volley as well. Eric had the one where his shot got blocked. So we had a few chances. I was a bit disappointed. I just felt the first half was played too slow. I thought we were slicker on the ball in the second half and in extra time, and that's what helped us.
When you play a lower division team like this, I mean, is there any talent scouting going on just to see if there might be someone to bring up?
No, I mean, you're aware of the opposition anyway, because you have to be as professional and respectful as you can be. So we watch the opposition, you know, and we knew that we expected a lot of long throws. I probably didn't expect them from all over the pitch every time the ball went out of play. But, you know, you've got to do your homework and be respectful, whoever the opposition is.
Because they're a good team. I mean, I've seen Mensingen hit balls like that before and stuff. So, I mean,
the goal was a super finish. You know, Jack Hill's position could have been better. I think his leg was giving up at that stage, but hell of a finish.
cut inside and put it in the bottom corner. Really good finish.
Thanks.
No worries, thank you.
Up with Willie.
You kind of stole my thunder. I was going to ask you, there's pragmatic and then there's 4 center backs at the back like that. Do you ever remember yourself being that pragmatic in a match?
No, and listen, needs must sometimes. And I was looking at what we had left on the bench, and that was it. So, but I was quite happy to put them on because I knew they could handle it.
What does Neely playing do for whether it's the other homegrowns, kind of like Nifa last year, and even for the other players who are in your player pathway from a hope standpoint? How much does that bring them?
I think it gives the system a boost, the academy, the legacy. Jamie is obviously in with legacy, my son at the moment, and he come back and his words, not mine. He said that Jack was buzzing. So really excited and proud to have made his debut. And I think that just shows that is a pathway for people. It's always going to be hard because we're only 4 years old, so somebody who's started off at under 14, it's going to take a while to get into a system. So, but we're proud of what we're doing so far.
So you're saying Jamie's earning his keep then?
He's earning his keep so far, yeah.
Not a fan of the Villa Spurs game getting rescheduled.
No, not a fan at all.
Team, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you all.
You've got your Duke blue up here and your Carolina blue down here.